Hey.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yeah, I would live in here.
Oh my gosh. This is
Really?
fabulous.
For this party, I knew that I wanted to make something special, and that is pineapple foam for my cocktails. It's a little bit different than making whipped cream, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Cocktail foam requires something to make it foamy, and you can use something other than egg whites, but I am using egg whites because the recipe I found called for that. It's really important that you don't get any of the yolk into the glass when you crack your eggs. That's why I used a separate glass. Although I had a fresh lemon from my lemon tree, I am saving it for the actual party, and so I am using some lemons that I had frozen. Gum syrup is used in place of simple syrup, and it will change the viscosity. I will include some information in the description box for you. I'm making sure the egg whites are a little bit frothy before I start to load them into my canister. This is a canister that is designed to make whipped cream or foams for desserts, things like that. I've added my pineapple juice, the lemon juice, a little bit of the free foam, and then of course the egg whites. Oh, and a dash gum syrup. By the way, anytime you want to use gum syrup instead of simple syrup, it does a great job, and I just happen to have the pineapple flavored rather than just the plain or sweetened. So there go the egg whites that I did whip up just a little bit. Now I'm going to put the top on really tight. Give it a few shakes just to mix all of those ingredients together. And then I'm going to add the Whip It brand of N2O cartridges. You can see I'm twisting them in quite well, giving it a shake and releasing that gas. Now I'm going to put a second cartridge in. Did you hear that? You'll hear a little hiss. You don't want to use more than 2 of those N2O cartridges for safety reasons. In case you're wondering, the reason why I used the gum syrup was that some folks said that it went flat too soon, and so that's going to help it stay nice and fluffy and look just like that when I put it on top of the cocktail. And of course, it's got to taste good. Make sure you taste it before you serve it to your guests. Now, this is something I just thought about doing to have as an extra little dessert, and I bought the puff pastry. I found it where the canned biscuits and crescent rolls are in the cooler section, the grocery store. I already had on hand this Blue Ridge Mountain orange pineapple jam from my Appalachian relatives, and so I thought that might be a fun way to use it and let everybody enjoy it. So I'm going to unroll this puff pastry, and I learned very quickly that the colder it is, the easier it is to cut out. And of course I wanted it to be fun pineapple shapes, but as I worked and the dough got softer, it got gooier and harder to press. So just keep in mind, you can only do a few of these at a time before you start getting that gluten stretching and not really working with you. I'm adding a dollop, and I think I probably used too much because these pineapples are a little skinny, and when I went to put the top on, it didn't cover it all very well. Oh, and don't forget to make some venting holes. And I thought, oh, this will be cute to make them look like pineapples. But at the end, they really vented everywhere. And then here's the other thing. Make sure that you press the sides down. Those of you who have made hand pies, you know that's really important. And I think because I was using this pineapple shape, it was a little more difficult to get it to press together properly. And when they baked, they did ooze out quite a bit. It was the first time I ever did this, which they say you should never do when you're having a party, is try out a new recipe. But these are really good friends. They won't mind. You know, there always has to be one that's the taster, the ugly one. That's my ugly one. You also can brush a little egg white on top of them. That will give them a nice toasty look when they come out of the oven. What is any party in a tiki hut without fresh pineapple? So I am going to cut up this pineapple not only in cubes but in lengths so I can use it in the cocktails. And then I also want to use the top of the pineapple whenever I actually make the drinks. I do have a pineapple corer, and I've shown you that before. I've used it and show you how it works. But for this party, I want to make sure that I have long pieces of pineapple. Don't forget there's a core right in the middle, and so you have to cut around that when you start making your skewers and your pieces. And of course, you got to go back and get some of those little pokey things out. Okay, something else that I was able to do ahead of time, and that is put together my little charcuterie cups. Rather than a whole board, I wanted to do individual little snacks that they could have while I was getting the first round of cocktails ready. I'm using ham, 2 different types of cheese, olives, some bell pepper, a couple of little breadsticks, and down at the bottom, I'm going to put some macadamia nuts, just a few things for them to be snacking on before I actually can get back into the house and whip up some of the hors d'oeuvres that I have planned. 4 bumps on the bottom of a bell pepper means that it's sweeter, so better to eat raw. Once I made my little mini kebabs, I tucked them into a baggie for when I'm going to build the charcuterie cups. First thing on my notes for the day of the party was to make sure my ice machine was making lots of pebble ice. Okay, welcome to the Tiki Torch. Let's get this party started.
Hey. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, I would live in here.
This is so fabulous. I cannot believe it. Oh my god.
Oh, now that's right up Ron's alley there.
Okay, that's for you.
Oh, this looks beautiful. Wow.
Just don't make it too sweet. Yeah, that's fine. I just feel cheated. Okay, now if it's really
George,
Happy birthday!